Boxing fans here in Bournemouth with Johnny Nelson. Johnny, what a fight, man! What a fight! Two tough fighters, but just threw everything at it.
You know what? I said before the fight, I didn't think Chris would win, and so I got to be straight with that. And I think Chris's dogged determination, his strength, pulled it through. He was chasing the fight, and he managed to get the shot off. I wanted to see a different level of Chris. I see a level of determination and strength. That's what he had. He was a bigger guy, and he managed to get Masternick out eventually. But it was an exciting fight. It stacked up to everything in what everybody expected.
Did you feel like Chris? There was a point in our fight where Chris was just taking too much. There was points where it was.
If I'm honest with you, out of Chris's last four fights, I think he gets hit so easy. He gets hit a hell of a lot, and I worry about that for tomorrow for a fighter. And but that's just who he is. That's how he fights. But I do think he gets too hard. I think gets hit too often. I don't think he's got enough movement, upper body. But he's a strong guy, and that's what gets him through.
Well, what's next for him? Obviously, we know Richard Riaco's here. Lawrence Coley's possibly, we're hearing rumours that he might be moving up to Bridgeway. There's them rumours, but in your eyes, what's the best possible next step for Chris?
The best step for Chris is to try and unify the titles. Bridgeweight, there's great opportunities there for Bridgeweight. He can pick a title up at Bridgeweight because the weight is like, or super cruiser they call it. It's a new weight division. Would he move up? Why should he? He's a champion. He's got to go where it's most lucrative. There's lucrative fights down with Richard. There's a rematch with Lawrence Coley. So there's money to be made. Macho!
I didn't know you had energy like that still, did you?
You see? I'm on it! Hey, that's not part-time job, man. You can't touch me. That was the longest minute in my goddamn life.
All right, just before I do let you go, we had Kell Brook, who was ringside just then. Obviously, there's a lot of talk now with the whole Conor Ben and Eubank not happening, that maybe Kell and Eubank's going to happen, or even Kell versus Conor. Do you feel like you want Kell to come back? You've known Kell for a long time.
I don't want Kell to come back. I think opportunity knocks for Kell, where he can make a lot of dough in a comeback fight. I don't want him to come back. I always say, and Brendan taught us not to make money a god. Kell's bored. Kell's frustrated. But if you put a big carrot on the table, I'm quite sure it'll tempt most men to come out of retirement. It's my personal opinion. I don't talk for Kell. I've known Kell since being a kid. That's his call. It's his shout. But if you ask my advice was say don't do it.
Final fight, there you go. I spoke to you about December 23rd card. That one fight I didn't talk to you about was Miller and Dubois. There's been some sort of talk about Eddie doing an interview about him and Miller getting into an altercation, and he told him to F off. What do you make of all of that? What happens in that fight?
Which one? Eddie and Miller? Or?
First that one and then the next one.
Okay, then Dubois and Miller, I think. Miller has some unorthodox tendencies, so he'll drag, he'll hold, he won't box correct. And I think Daniel has that punch power. But has he got the variety to deal with such a character as Miller? And Miller, has he actually proved himself? In the top 5 in the world. Has he actually proved himself? He hasn't. We just know he's tough. We know he's mouthy. We know he'll get himself in the pitch. He was the name everybody was talking about after the press conference because he was the one that's trying to get in AJ's face, get in Wilder's face. So we don't know the depth of Miller. We know he's a good talker, but that's it. In regards to Miller and Eddie, Miller picked the wrong fight there. I've known Eddie since he was 11 years old. This boy used to sit down in training camp and sit with fighters like Herbie Hyde, Silky Jones. He knows fight talk, he knows fight bullshit. You ain't going to bullshit Eddie into fighting him to intimidate him. He's not like these other promoters. Eddie knows fighters. He knows fight talk. He knows fight bullshit. So when Miller tried to drop that on him, he said, "Go fuck yourself." And I started laughing. I thought, Miller, man, you don't know. Don't judge a book by its cover. And I'm not saying Eddie would deal with him. But I'm saying verbally, don't try that shit with Eddie, because Eddie'll drop it on you.
Okay, Johnny, always a pleasure. I love your dancing skills, top man. You've got a little bit of work to do on about top man.
What are you talking about?
John Nelson, cheers, mate.